All right, guys, welcome to Golf Plays Russ. Today is July 23rd, 2024. I am filming part one of a multi-part, multi-year video where we're going to investigate the impact that water has on long-term golf ball performance. Over the course of this series, we're going to be testing a wide variety of golf ball manufacturers, submerging those golf balls completely in water for long periods of time, and then taking them out periodically and testing them both on a simulator and out on the real course to see how they sustain their performance over the long time versus the control group, the same ball taken out of the same box at the same time that is not submerged in water. Over the course of this experiment, I hope to test balls from just about every manufacturer in the golf industry right now, as well as a variety of balls from each manufacturer. But I think it's important to note that as an avid golfer and somebody who's been playing for years and years, I don't trust refurbished golf balls really in any fashion, and I definitely won't purchase refurbished golf balls to use them out on the course or use them in tournament play. I have purchased refurbished golf balls from a third-party seller in the past that I've used to fill my shag bag or just use out on the practice course or whatever. But generally, I tend to shy away from golf balls that I think have been submerged in water just because I don't know how they're going to perform. So if this topic is something that interests you, I definitely encourage you to hit that subscribe button as well as turn on the notifications bell. This is the first in many videos where we're going to investigate this topic to truly determine whether or not long-term submersion in water impacts golf ball performance. You might be asking to yourself, who has done experiments like this before? Well, I can tell you I did a little bit of research myself, and there's not a lot of third-party, independent, scientific studies on this matter. As a matter of fact, the only true study that I could find was from a website called golfballdivers.com, where it looks like they did a submersion test for several months and said after 3 months or so, there was no noticeable change in the golf ball's performance. Well, if you're buying refurbished golf balls from a third-party seller, you really don't know what the history of those golf balls in some cases, they've been maybe sitting underwater for a year or more. So, what we really want to find out is at which point does the golf ball start really absorbing water? When does that water start having an impact on performance? Or can golf balls, even the cheapest manufactured golf balls, sit underwater for multiple years and really not have any impact on performance overall? So we're going to investigate all that in this series. And once again, if you're new to the channel and this is something that you are interested in finding out the results on, definitely encourage you to subscribe as well as turn on the notifications bell, and you'll get updates on these videos as they come out over the course of the next few years. So before we start dropping these golf balls in water, a couple other things I want to cover. It's interesting, golf.com did an article regarding this topic in March of 2024 and interviewed a representative from Titleist, the #1 ball manufacturer in golf, of course. And this representative from Titleist had stated that all golf ball materials will absorb moisture at different rates, and anything submerged in water represents the most extreme condition. And then additionally in that article, John Spitzer, the USGA's managing director of equipment standards, said that the governing body of the USGA has not carried out extensive research on the effects of water submersion and golf ball performance. But he noted virtually all modern golf balls have a waterproof/resistant coat. If that coat has not been damaged, there should not be any significant loss in performance for some time. So that's what we want to discover in this experiment. Waterproof versus water resistant, and some time. Well, what is that measure of time? And does that measure of time actually vary by golf ball manufacturers? So in the comments section, would love to hear your thoughts on a variety of topics regarding water and golf ball submersion. First of all, do you purchase refurbished golf balls? And in your experience, do refurbished golf balls perform any better or any worse than brand new golf balls right outside of the box? Secondly, at what point do you think these golf balls will start to show degraded performance And will that performance vary based on the reputability of the manufacturer? You would expect, Titleist being the best ball in golf, that those would be the most water resistant golf balls, versus something like Maxfly or Pinnacle would perhaps start to show negative effects from water submersion sooner. Lastly, just because I'm interested to hear where everyone's from, if you're interested in sharing, let me know where in the world you're watching this video from, and what is your favorite golf course, and should I try to make a trip out there to play it sometime? Okay, so for part one of this episode, the first 6 balls that we're going to be testing here, and again, if you're just jumping in, what I've done here essentially is I have marked each of these variations of golf ball with a W representing the ball that is going to be placed in the water, and then C, which is our control group. Those balls are going to be placed in this empty plastic container with essentially nothing in it. So here we go. The first one, Maxfly Noodle. It says long and soft on the side. We got the W right here. And in it goes. And then here's our control group, Maxfly Noodle. Pop the cover off of this. And that is in. The next test is Maxfly Softfly golf balls. Here's our one with the W on it. Into the drink with you, and this one actually does not have a CG marked on it. This one does. All right, so we'll throw that into our empty bin. And then the last one that we're going to test of Maxfly, and you might be wondering, Russ, why are you testing so many Maxfly balls? I really like Maxfly golf balls. I've done other videos of me doing a variety of tests, playing Maxfly golf balls versus Callaway golf balls. I just like Maxfly golf balls because as a single-digit handicap player, playing that versus playing a Pro V1, for example, I really don't know that much of a difference. But we might see that difference as we carry out this experiment. So the last one is a Maxfly Tour CG. Here's our water ball version of it. And here's our control group into the other bin. Ball group number 4, Titleist Pro V1 X's. Very commonly used, not cheap. I think $60 a dozen currently. So Titleist 4, Pro V1 X with our W into the water, and our control group ball CG into the bin. Our next test is going to be with Pinnacle Rush. I know of a variety of players who do play Pinnacle Rush. I generally have not played Pinnacle golf balls. Let's make sure we got the right one. These are brand new sleeves, by the way, of everything I'm pulling out. So outside of me putting the markings before we started recording, these are all brand new. But yeah, like I mentioned, there's a lot of players who play Pinnacle golf balls. I find them out on the course all the time. Let's see how Pinnacle does submerged in water. And lastly, my second favorite golf ball, and it would probably be my most favorite golf ball if it was a little less expensive, the Callaway Chrome Soft Triple Track. So we've got our water ball here into the drink, and our control group ball here into the empty container. So as I mentioned at the start of the video, it's July 3rd, 2024. We're going to conduct our first test on these golf balls, performance test, around October 3rd. And we're going to do a test both out on the course in terms of just general distance, control group versus water ball. And then we're going to take them into the simulator and do some testing to see if we can get any to create some averages on spin rate, distance, some other figures, just to see if we can notice any performance variations between our water balls and our dry balls at the 90-day mark. Additionally, in the comments, one thing that I would really like to get your feedback on is what types of golf balls do you want me to test next? I've got Top Flights on the list, I've got TaylorMade balls on the list, but I really want to get feedback from the viewers on which balls they want to see tested the most. I also forgot to mention that right now we are planning on taking these out approximately every 90 days and testing them at least in simulator conditions. So we're going to take these out and test them at the 90-day, 180-day, 270, and 365-day mark and measure their performance against a control group. And then if we're already starting to see noticeable degradation in performance from the water balls from some brands, perhaps we take them out and say, hey, at 180 days, these are shot, or whatever it may be, because I really don't know how this is going to go. But again, we're going to do more than just these 6 golf balls when we do this test. Would like to fill this bin right up, expand the test, so your favorite golf ball that you use on the regular, you've got an idea of whether or not you can purchase these out on the third market and be safe, even if they were submerged underwater for a year or more. Lastly, I just want to say thanks again, everybody, for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications if you want to get future updates on these golf ball performance. I do more than just experiments on the channel. Sometimes I'll go out and play a round of golf or see how well I can do. Those videos are out there as well. Encourage you to watch them if you like. But really, I hope that if it's just this topic you find interesting, this is the channel that you follow to get information on golf ball performance, especially when they've been submerged in water, because we're about to launch the most detailed, extensive experiment, to my knowledge, ever conducted when it comes to golf ball performance after they've been submerged in water for longer periods of time. As always, thank you guys so much for watching the channel, and we'll catch you out on the next one.